Hello, my friends. This is the S&P 500 one-day reading for Thursday, November 11th, 2021. And the theme for the day is virtue. Generally speaking, that's like three crosses through a price level, the back and forth. It'll cross it three times the same price level, although it's a nullified theme card for today. So that is a little interesting. When I look at the overview card for the month, for that day, the victory card stands out. And the victory card is here on the one-day reading, which you can follow along if you go to the forecast page at tarotfortraders.com. We post all of these ahead of time. You can see what I'm talking about easier. So the victory card is a breakout. And that's pretty much okay. So the virtue card, the theme card, actually indicates three crosses through the same price level, confirming a bullish trend, but it's nullified. We have the Six of Wands card, which is generally that's a breakout. And we have that also correlating to the same theme card up here, and it's not nullified. So I would say the main component, the main piece is the end of the day, the most important area, the end of the day. The high card symbolizes an opportunity to trade at a bottom and a top. Basically, you want to buy into a decline, and then you want to sell at a peak, and we'll get into that in more depth. The move off of the low is going to be very significant on a one-day chart. All right, so we have a day's high correlator in the pre-market, three pokes through a resistance level, three failed pokes through a resistance level, followed by a decline. And then we have a big push to the upside right around the open. There's a trade opportunity there right around the open. And that's a push to a distant resistance level. The card, the 9:30 to 10 o'clock card is the Ace of Wands, or the Ace of Swords, excuse me. And it also is a correlator to the low. So we'll likely have a low right into the open, and then we're going to have a big pop to the upside in that first half hour. And then that move will continue higher to reach a day's high at roughly 11:30. There'll be some bouncing around there. We have a low or a notable trough at about 12:10, 12:15, 12:20, somewhere right around there. Possibly. Okay, so the decline from roughly 12 to 1 o'clock through multiple support levels, that's an opportunity to buy into the decline. Yeah, and then from 12 to 1 o'clock, we have a breakout somewhere in there, and another reverse clairvoyant impression indicating bullish movement. There's a trade opportunity there at a trough in the midst of some back and forth motions from 2 to 3 o'clock. There's like a trough there, a trade opportunity, but there's a bullish trend. And then in the last hour, most likely right around the actual close, we get some real big movement to the upside, but there's selling somewhere in that last hour, maybe right around the close, where we pop up through a resistance level and briefly forming a peak and then falling back down between below that same price level that we had broken through. There's a high correlator at the end of the day in the post market as well, and yeah, that's going to be a big breakout at the end of the day. It looks like towards the end of the day, big move higher. It's just interesting that the virtue card is nullified. That sharp decline in midday probably starts at 11:30-ish, if I didn't say that already. And we have a trade opportunity at that peak. There's a trade opportunity there at that in the midst of the decline and in the midst of that breakout. There's also another trade opportunity around that end of day peak, up through resistance, back down, and that right at the close. So there's a lot of trade opportunities here around the highs or having to do with the highs. And there's a very significant move higher off of the lows. So those would represent opportunities as well. The preview card for tomorrow or the preview card for Friday, November 12th, 2021 is the Valor card, which generally that's bumping along resistance level. It may break through, bump along another one, but the majority of it's like bumping along resistance. It's bullish, but bumping along resistance. All right, guys, like, share, subscribe. There's people out there that need this advice. I know it's crazy to try this out for the first couple times, but I've been doing it for 21 years, my friends. 21 years. And in the last 3 years, about 6 months, 7 months, 8 months after I started the blog, that's when my accuracy went to the 90s, and it's basically stayed there ever since. That's about 2 years of posts, my friends. I'll see you all tomorrow.